Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
But I want to talk to you about something else. And I want to discuss something in a way that's sort of interesting, but well, it's a lot interesting, at least to me. And it deals with human behavior. Not so much necessarily things that are anomalous, but how we describe our behavior. Because I've always been a fan of, as I've told you many, many times, the idea and the notion of crowds and the like. I was watching something which is very interesting. Did you know that The Sopranos, the show The Sopranos, ended in 2007? Did you know that? It was probably the last, I think, really breakthrough, maybe appointment TV show that mimicked old-fashioned television. Sunday nights, everybody watched it. And, of course, you could watch it again, but you wanted to catch it fresh. And what we are now seeing is something a little bit different regarding that. We kind of took it for granted. In fact, I'm watching old episodes now and still incredibly fascinated by how good it was. And not only does it go part and parcel with why we love outlaws, we always have loved them to an extent, but it goes to show you something else. Let me explain. What we are seeing now is something a little bit different. It has not just aged well, but it has become more relevant, almost like a counterculture artifact in a world that feels strangely filtered and scripted. And do you know who finds it the most interesting and the most compelling? Do you know who that is? Millennials, or Gen Zs, I should say. They love it. And the reason why we find that they love it is because of the following. It is so real and raucous and mean and scary and frightening and racist. And they use the N word. Oh my God, they use words that actual gangsters would use. They actually mimic the language of a group of people who are, by their very nature, outlaws, who would not be worried about racist overtones and pejoratives. They wouldn't care about this. They are outlaws. And they love the fact of this for so many reasons. And the reasons why they love it is very simply this. They never knew this existed. Have you ever thought about that? We have immunized them. We have cloaked them in the sense of nicey, namby-pamby, pretend, I don't know what. We've taken these little powder puff snowflakes and we have told them, you can expect this from everything. And not only that, whenever you don't see it, whenever you don't find it, whenever you don't see somebody following the rules, you can stand up and pout and scream and yell, that's racist. You can do this if you'd like. And yet nobody, I guess, remembered how stupid that was. And we will one day go back in time and we will say, do you remember this? Grandma, Grandpa, what was, it's not really DEI, but it was a kind of a mentality. So what I'm finding out is the numbers are through the roof now. The numbers are through the roof. And part of the resurgence, again, I keep saying, is authentic. The characters are absolutely, unapologetically flawed, violent, selfish, crude, racist, sexist, often irredeemable. But yet, they feel, listen to what I'm saying, real. Tony Soprano isn't trying to be liked. He's trying to survive. He's trying to rationalize. He's trying to dominate. And that kind of raw human contradiction is rare today. Why do you think that is? Look what happened to us. Younger audiences, we're finding out right now, have grown up in a media environment that feels managed and careful and scaredy cat and fixed. Dialogue is polished and characters are careful and risk is minimized. So when the characters in shows today encounter something like The Sopranos, it feels almost shocking. People say what they actually think. Actions have weight. There is tension without moral hand-holding. And there's also the appeal of something interesting. The appeal of consequence without constant commentary. I'm serious. This is so, if this is not telling, I don't know what is. The show doesn't lecture, but it presents a world and lets you sit in it. And that creates a kind of a weird freedom for a lot of people watching, a lot of, viewers and the like, who are frankly used to being told what to think. Do you know how scaredy cat society is today? Do you know how even the notion of discussing something like UFOs or UAPs or maybe social awkwardness or something that is just fascinating. People and kids today don't get the chance to talk about this. And yes, by the way, there's a broader cultural shift, which is also important. And society, I guess when society feels overly choreographed, what people kind of gravitate towards stories that feel dangerous and are dangerous.
Let me tell you about ProHealthConnect.com. It's transforming healthcare payments, providing retailers a seamless process for over-the-counter and healthy benefit programs. By connecting retailers, health plans, and payment processors, ProHealth Connect creates one powerful, unified network. They empower independent grocers and pharmacies to accept health benefit cards without changing how they do business. With over 10,000 locations nationwide, helping more than 1.3 million people access the care and nutrition they need. Go to ProHealthConnect.com.